Hi children, welcome all of you to the online session. We are continuing with the MCQs on relation and function. Might be the next lecture Monday. I'll be starting with take a lighter topic, determinants and matrices. Okay, don't miss those topics please, because every topic is important. Every topic has its representation in the board paper. So Monday we'll be doing first determinants and matrices, then we will come back to inverse trigonometric functions. So guys, so let us start with this wonderful lecture now. Today something at your point also I want you to involve yourself, that is I want you also to try. But remember, I had given you some basic points in the last lecture, okay, at the precise points and the concept points. Those points you keep it handy. If not, you've forgotten it, in the WhatsApp, in the last lecture PDF format, the notes I had shared it, the first screen you can just log into it and see whether you can really go through that. Okay, keep that handy. As we go on, you will be attempting the sums first and then I will be attempting, or whatever, we both will do it together. Okay guys, so welcome once again to the revision session of relation function, that is MCQ 03. So here we go, the first part of it. So let us have a look at it now. So I am going to give you around 8 to 10 minutes for this, and if in 10 minutes you can do it, think over it. You don't have to do. Now this is R1. I just want to mention this. It is R1, not R2. So R1 union R2. So union, immediately don't panic. You give your time, give your thoughts. 10 minutes, just spread across and then work out. Okay. Some questions are directly not even concept also, just a common sense thing, but we need to apply it as we go on. So let us see now. So here your time starts now. 10 minutes for these 5 questions. Hurry up. Think number of 1 function I had given you. Total number of 1 function will be NCM. Remember, this is my N and this is my M. Keep that in mind. Okay, so the first case will be 64, okay, 64 into 4 factorial, 64 into 4 factorial, the first case. Anyway, I am sorry, I trespassed into your domain. You try this out. Please keep the points which I had given you in the PDF notes in WhatsApp, the first screen, okay, the first slide, and that will really help you to do maximum number of sums. The time already started now, so I am going to limit my time now for these 5 sums. Depending upon the nature of question, I just reduce it to 6 minutes, that's all. Calculate, don't commit mistake, think that this is the exam and then work it out. Come on, hurry up guys. 64, everybody knows it is 6 factorial upon 6 minus 2 factorial into 4 factorial into 4 factorial, cancel. So I think this will come to 360. Okay, I just went into the domain now. So anyway, now this is the answer for this question. Okay, now let me stop this. Let me not start on a working note for yourself. So I will try it out. Second question says, if A and B have 4 elements each, so M is also 4, N is also 4. Now here it was only number of 1 function. Number of 1 function is given as NCM into M factorial. Now 4 elements, the number of 1 onto function from A to B. I had given this notes also. If you see, if N is equal to M, then it is N factorial. Because A and B both have same elements here, so this is first sum, this is the second one. Okay, second one. Now what happens is, when N and M are the same elements, then it is 1 on 2. It is only 1. That the formula here is NCM into M factorial. Okay guys. So now in this case it is 1 on 2, not only 1. So how I get it? It's a very simple thing. If N is equal to M, then N factorial. If N is not equal to M, then it is 0 functions, 0 relations I can make. I think the number of 1 onto function from A to B will be 0. But in this case, as n is equal to m, it is n factorial, and what n stands for? N stands for 4. So n as 4, 4. So n 4 factorial is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So 4 3s are 12, 12 2s 24. So I think 24 is the option. Let us take the next question. If R is an equivalence relation, now this is a simple bit, it's not even conceptual. If R is an equivalence, I want you to commit this to commit. If a relation R, okay, R is an equivalence relation. So what happens to its inverse? Inverse is also an equivalence relation. So just commit to memory. I don't want to justify right now, because see, now when I say equivalence means what? Reflexive. AA belongs to R, correct or not? So what is the reverse of it? See what happens in inverse. What happens in inverse? See, if AB is the pair in relation, then in inverse what will happen? It will be BA, right? Because the domain will become range and range will become domain. Now the point here is, pay attention now, what I am telling is AB. Now let us talk about AB. Now they are telling R is an equivalence relation. Suppose reflexive AA is there, belongs to R. It is reflexive. They are telling it is equivalence relation. So if AA belongs to R, tell me its reverse. AA also belongs to R, that is inverse. So that is also reflexive. So inverse relation is also reflexive. Symmetric AB is there. AB is symmetric. AB is symmetric for R. So what is the inverse? BA. So BA means its inverse AB is also there. Are you understanding my point? So keep that always in mind, because you know, see, I'll tell you how. See, suppose I'm just telling you. Now you might justify this. So AA is there, okay, then AB is there, symmetric, BA is there, and so this is what I'm saying, relation. So what is the inverse of it? Inverse is nothing but this will reverse, this will reverse, and this will reverse. So now look at this inverse relation. Is it reflexive? Yes. Is it symmetric? Yes. Then AA is there, AB is there, AB. So transitive is also there. That means if this is equivalence relation, this inverse of that relation also needs to be equivalent, because in inverse what happens? Only this ordered pairs swipes at, okay, to with each other. So that's the point, not conceptual, just you have to understand this point, okay. So I believe everybody has got that message clear. So let me just waste my time in this. So I think that is very, very clear to you all. That is, if R is an equivalence relation, then R inverse is also an equivalence relation. So just keep that in mind. The relation greater than in the set of integers. Now if you see the option, they had given a single, symmetric, reflexive, transitive, equivalent, none of this. So let us talk about reflexive first. Okay, symmetric. Now suppose A, okay, A is greater than B. So tell me, if symmetric means what? Ulta also exists. So A is greater than B, how you can say B is greater than A? Not possible. So this is out of question. Then A can never be greater than A, because both are same. So reflexive also out of question. Transitive possible. What is the possibility? A is greater than B, B is greater than C. Now tell me, what is the relation between A and C? A is greater than C. That means this case is a case of transitive. So whenever you have an option, a single noted option, then try for each one based on that option and try to work it out. So I think this relation that is denoted by greater symbol is clear cut, not symmetric, not reflexive, but it is definitely transitive. Keep always in mind. If it is greater than equal to, then it is reflexive and transitive. But of course, it cannot be symmetric. Are you getting my point? So that's the way it goes. So anyway, right now there is not an issue there. I don't want to confuse you all in this. So just take this out quickly. Right. The fifth one, this is a very easy. R1 and R2 are symmetric relation. Then R1 and union R2. You know what does it mean? Suppose in R1, AB is there, BA is there. What? Because they are saying R1 and R2 are symmetric relations. So R2, say R2 is there, CD is there and DC is there, because they are told already that individually these relations are symmetric. Now they are telling what is R1 union R2. Now when I say R1 union R2, so it will be like this. R1 union R2 is what? All the elements together. Union means everything together. So this is nothing but AB, BA, CD and DC. So there is no concept as such in this, just basic thing of set language. So if you see this, can you tell me now? Tell me, is it reflexive? No. Is it transitive? AB is there, BA is there, A is not there, out of question. Symmetric? Yes, AB is there, BA is there, ulta, CD is there, DC is also there. So in the union, it is symmetric. Okay, so this is the way you. So I just used my common sense and had bombarded the solution to you. I just used the common sense. So keep that in mind. Okay, I hope you got this point clear. Okay, guys, getting it? So I think symmetric. Let me confirm that, because yes, absolutely right, symmetric. Okay, so next part we'll start now. Okay, here we go. Now I am going to give you some points here. Here I am going to give you some time. Please keep that handy, that note which I gave you in the previous session. So 8 minutes for this question, only 8. Try it out. Next screen I will solve for you. Remember, what is identity relation? AA belongs to R. Identity matlab X equals to Y. That is called as identity relation. Keep that in mind. So AA is set of order of AA is identity. So what is it? Is it reflexive only, symmetric only, transitive only, equivalence, what it is? Okay, you try it out, then I will explain to you. Come on, quick. Hurry up. Okay, I think I had given you enough time now. So I think some questions you must have already done it. Okay, I think without any this thing. So let us see the first question. Identity relation on set A. I think identity relation on set A, I will just tell you, it is nothing but reflexive. You might ask me, sir, what is the reason? Now when I say identity relation means what? X is equal to Y. This is a identity function. So when both the elements, so when I talk about relations, I think the pairs are equal. X is equal to Y. So when I say X, Y, so X, Y are equal. So definitely this is reflexive, right? Reflexive, right? So as they specified only reflexive, symmetric, transitive. So you have to just check off any one which is suiting. So I think it is reflexive. So directly you can do it. Okay, it can be symmetric also, but in this case I would say identity relation as X equals to Y, I can say it is reflexive. Okay, so that's the point. So reflexive ho gaya. Now you might ask me a question. So if X is equal to Y, right, then I can say Yx also belongs to R. Both elements are equal, right? So similarly I can say that means it is symmetric also, it is reflexive also, right? So similarly I can say that if this is there and I mean X also will be there, na, because X is equal to Y given to you, is already given to you. The identity relation. Identity means this is the identity function definition of when the elements are equal, X equals to Y format, then I say it is nothing but an identity function. So based on that I think it is transitive also, there is no question. So I believe instead of saying reflexive, instead of saying reflexive here, what I will do is I will just talk about equivalence. So let me just check where is equivalence relation. Yes, it is an equivalence relation. Okay, I think please tick mark those which you got it right. Second one, the relation congruence modulus. So actually is nothing much actually. Congruence, so that is congruence relation. Okay, so congruence on the set integers are of what? Definitely congruence means what? A is congruent to A is congruent to B, B is congruent to A is congruent to B, B is congruent to C. So A is automatically, so it is not only reflexive, it is symmetric as well as transitive. So in this case also it is equivalence relation. Third one, this is not a difficult one at all. Okay, now use your brains. See, suppose these are the two sets here. Okay, where this is a real number, this is a real number. Think. Now for 1 1, yes, what is the option given to 1 1 on 2? So you have to check for both. So let us talk about 1 1. So if I put x as one value, you are going to get y as another specific distinct value. So definitely this will be case of 1 1, right? Think properly. Is it 1 1 or none of this? What do you feel? Or come on, quick. Think over it. I just mentioned this out to you. 2. Okay, if I put x as minus 1, so 1 upon 1 plus of minus 1, that is 1 plus 1 is also 2. Oh, now I think then in this case it is not 1 1, but I think they had given us in the solution that it is 1 1. Think over it. I will just clear the symbol there, because that symbol can be something different which we are looking at it. So what you conclude, guys? Can you comment on this in the group now? Tell me. Can you comment? It should be on 2 but not 1 1. So I doubt whether it should be on 2 but not 1 1. On 2 is not possible at all. You know why? I will tell you. Because see, you can't have an undefined function. So x cannot be, x will never belong to minus 1 or plus 1. Okay, so x, 1 minute, let me just confirm that question for you quickly now. It is 1 plus modulus x only. Now great. Now hold on. Now what I am going to do is, I will just make a little bit conceptual this question. Okay. Now wait, pay attention now. Okay. Now what is the point which I will share with you? Now listen very carefully. Now this is a non-usable format of the function. So what the function can be? What the function can be? It will be x upon 1 plus x or x upon 1 minus x. Do you agree? Where x is greater than 0, right? Greater than or equal to 0 and x is not equal to 0 in this case. But yeah, definitely, as well as this is minus 1 and here in this case plus 1. Okay, now look at this point what I did. Okay, sorry, this is going on, this 14 minutes. Now hold on. Now what I did, I convert this modulus x in the usable. So some pockets will be there which will poke you. Okay, so anyway, we will poke it back. Now this is a x can be positive or x can be negative. So this is the usable format. But this function is defined for which values? This is x greater than or equal to 0, but as well as I believe because it is positive x. Now this is minus 1, because minus 1 cannot be the x value. So 1 minus 1 will become 0. That is upon 0 is undefined, correct. Similarly here 1 minus 1, so plus 1 is also excluded, not equal to 0 and 1. So I mean to say what? Now if you take any value of x beside this, they are telling all real numbers, but you have to take the defined values only. I mean any values beside these numbers. Okay, so minus 1 plus 1 you cannot take, any real number you take except minus 1 plus 1 in terms of x, you are going to get a distinct value of y, because see, you take x as 1, 1 upon 1 plus 1 2, but you can't take minus 1 because it will become undefined function. You take x as 2, 2 upon 1 plus 2 3. So as you put the x values in this, okay, now here in this case x greater than or equal to 0, x less than 0, oh sorry, less than 0, not equal, what I am doing, x is less than 0. So in this case if you take x is less than 0, say minus 1, 1 plus 1. So what I am trying to say is it fits. So I believe it is 1 1 function. So whenever you put a specific value of x, you will get a distinct value for y, a different value for y. So that is 1 1 function. But why it can't be on 2? This definition itself tells you that minus 1 and plus 1 cannot be the values for x. But what x stands for? All real numbers. Correct or not? That means what? Whatever the images are there, right? These will not be the pre-image. Minus 1 plus 1 cannot be taken in this case. So hence, as it is real number, minus cannot be taken. This will not have any image, or some number will be there which will not have the image here. So that means those numbers, images will not be utilized completely. So that's the reason it is 1 1 but not onto. So, understand this, it is a little bit theoretical, but I think we can understand really from here. Okay? So, keep that in mind. Next one, number of onto functions from A to B. Now, if you see the note which I gave you, it is a small note, you want to do it. Okay. Now, I had written some formula here. Now, one second. Now, I am going to write this sum. So, number of onto function. Now, see here very carefully. So, if suppose, okay, now here I am writing sum number 9. Okay, very, very important. Now, this point I had not given. Number of onto I had not given to you. So, how you get the onto function? If n of A is 6 and n of B is 3 and number of onto functions, only onto. This note I had not given you, but just I will give you a formula, just convert that formula into M and N format and follow it for all the questions. Okay, keep that in mind. So, number of onto functions from A to B, will be how much? Okay, it is nothing but n raised to m, 3 raised to 6. Okay, listen very carefully. Sorry, just rub this off. This is an important formula, please take it down along with me. It will be 3 raised to 6, okay, minus 3c1, okay, 3c1, 3 minus 1 raised to 6, this 6 power will be as it is, plus alternatives 3c2, 3 minus 2 raised to 6, check yourself, 3 minus 2 raised to 6. Similarly, minus 3c3, 3 minus 3 raised to 6. Now, please, in terms of m and n, I repeat, in terms of n m m, suppose this is n and this is m. So, m raised to n, m raised to n, m raised to n minus this is m, n raised to m, sorry, n, nc, don't say 1. So, you should go from 1 to nsem. So, keep that in mind because this might change. So, based on this, you follow this procedure. Okay, got the point clear? This is something very, very important. Don't play a spoil sport there. Okay, so now I feel just follow this part. This is interesting and important. Number of onto function, this note I had not given. I'll just keep it for you all. How you get it? So, generalize this rule in terms of n and m. Okay, so I think it will be much better for you to understand. Okay, last one. Let us talk about. Oh, again there is a spot options, transitive, reflexive, symmetric, none of this. So, 8 is there, 9 is 7 is not there, so reflexive ho nahi sakta. Then 8 is there, 9 is there, 10 is there, 7 is there, 8 is not there. So, symmetric out of question. Okay, but let me see about transitive. 8 is there, no other option, leave it. 9 is there, BC no option, ignore it. 10 is there, no other option, with AB BC has to be there for AC to exist. So, 10. So, 7 is there, 7 is there, 8 is there. So, AB, see this is what AB BC implies AC also should belong to R. So, if you look, this is AB, this is BC. So, what is AC? 7 8. So, 7 8 is existing. Now, when it is a single ordered pair AB, there is no BC as such. So, if you take 8 8 as a AB, BC is not existing at all. So, if it is not existing, ignore that ordered pair. AB is there, BC is there, then you check for AC. So, okay, now I think it is transitive. I think that is the simple and good case of working with it. Okay, I am sorry I just scribbled out something like this, but you need to understand why it is. Okay, I will keep this as it is. Okay, and you will work it out better. Okay, fine. I hope you got this point clear. Let us take the next sums. So, this is a nice question there. Number of onto functions from A to B. Think properly, this is a slightly difficult question there. They are telling, so let f and g be the function. So, in this case, if you see f function is nothing but 12 and g function number of element is 11. So then which of the following is correct? It will be really a tough case for all of us to work out. Number of onto functions from a to b, you have to think over it with the corresponding formula which I gave you, okay. But I think what I worked out with the solution here, these are a little bit theoretical in nature. I don't have any reason for that, but these are a little bit theoretical. If you know the fundamentals of the functions properly, you might be able to understand it. But I believe number of onto functions from a to b is, I think, 12 factorial into, right, 12 minus 1 upon 2, okay, 12 factorial, this is true. Then number of functions from a to b, remember this is nothing but m, this is n, this is m, right. So the number of this factor is always actually it is always m raised to n, number of functions. This also in the note I had given you, right. So this is also true, this is also true. So when both are true, I believe all of these options are there. So or there is no need to look at this at all. All of this you can directly tick up. Keep that in mind. So both the options are true, which is correct. They are telling us both the options are right. Okay, this is my fundamental. I know the formula. That's why I just, there is nothing like standard formula as such, but we can predict out from here. Okay, you can just compare it with what I given you just now in the previous case. In the previous example, I had given you this same way, but definitely it will take more than 2 minutes to work out. There is no other option. But once both the options are correct, all of these options are there. That's why you go for that. Okay, keep that in mind. Next one. Okay, you do it. Sorry, I just missed out. Try it out yourself. If you are able to do, go ahead. Okay, I give you 4 minutes for doing this particular questions. Come on, quick. Let me see whether you can do this 12, 13, 14, 15. Come on, fast. P and Q be positive integers. F is a function defined for positive and attains only positive such that x f y is x a y b. Then what? B square equals to a. Oh, simple question it is. Hurry up. I think this is slightly difficult here. So you need to understand how. Number of onto function, this point you mentioned, I had given you the formula, go for that formula nm karke as the previous cases and then work it out. You will get this both the options. This is already we know number of functions from a to b. Okay, now here we go. Look at the question there. I believe 13th one. A 7, 8, 9. This is the relation given to you R. Okay, R. This only you have to focus because this is one relation that given. And that you find whether it is reflexive. Reflexive हो ही नहीं सकता. 8, 8, 9, 9 होने चाहिए ना, because A on A. So 7, 7, 8, 8, 9 and all reflexive out of question. 8, 9 is there. 9, 8 is not there in the relation. So it is out of question. Symmetric भी नहीं हो सकता है. But. Okay, reflexive नहीं है, symmetric नहीं है, non-symmetric. Okay, non-symmetric. What is it? God only knows. So 8, 9 is there. 9, 8. Let me just see the option there. Because symmetric हो नहीं सकता, reflexive हो नहीं सकता. This is also out of question. So only one option left out, non-symmetric. मतलब 8, 9 है, 9, 8 नहीं है, तो non-symmetric. Okay, this word I first time I am seeing in a question there. But anyway, now for me there is no issue at all. Okay, now A is a finite set containing n elements. Then the number of elements. Remember, if A has m elements, B has n elements, the total number of relations is 2 raised to mn. 2 raised to mn. So keep that in mind. So 2 raised to mn. So both A is a finite set containing n distinct elements. Number of relations on A. It is A to A. It is A to A. So A to A will be 2 n into n, which is nothing but 2n square. Okay. So let me confirm 2n square. Yes, 2 raised to n square. So this is the option. So this is also given in the points which I given you in the beginning of the last session. R is the relation defined on set n of natural numbers. Okay. Now I told you whenever an equation is given to you, find the relation quietly and quickly. You will understand what to do. Now remember that R is the relation defined on set n of natural number x or y, then x plus 2y is equal to 8. Then domain of R. Domain of R will be what? Now this what you do in this case, you have to really work out with their set of n. So that means what, if these two set are natural number. Now use your brains, please. If I take x, okay, so x plus 2y is equal to 8, they are given. If I take x as 1, because set of natural, this is x value, this is y value, right? So if I take x as 1, this will be y is 7 upon 2. So this is not 7 upon 2, this is set of also natural number. So 1 cannot be the input. 2, if I take x as 2, right? So if I take x as 2, so y will be 3, yes, true. If I take x as 3, 8 minus 3, 5, out of question. If I take 4, 2, right? And then if I take x as 5, out of question, because if I take x as 5, 8 minus 5 will become 3. So 3 upon 2 y will be, so 3 upon 2 cannot be the set of natural numbers, out of question, you cannot take 3. So if I take x as 6, so it will be 1. And then you take 8 or 8 also is not possible because they are set of natural numbers. So out of question now. So I think if you look at this particular relation, so whenever an equation is given to you, the best way is get the relation instead of ordered pairs. Any question you can answer it very quickly. So what is the domain? 2, 4 and 6. So 2, 4, 6 option is here. Okay, I hope you got this point clear, right? Now let us take the next question. Oh, sorry. There is some, some pop-up had come, Priya. So it was confusion. Anyway, so I am there. I hope you got. You are getting this. See, understand this. All the 3 MCQ relation function, I will be sharing the videos with you all. You go through it again and again. The idea should be clear in your mind. Okay. I want everyone to score 100% marks in this. Okay. Now I am going a little bit out of this part. Case studies question. So there will be some information given to you, and based on the information they will ask you some set of questions. So in case questions are more easier than doing solo questions. Okay. So remember one thing, so I am going to give you 10 minutes for working on the case questions. Okay. I want everyone to pay attention carefully, right, and then work up. Should we start? Okay. I believe, no, some set of questions are left out now, more. Let us see. Yes, still it's there, then we will go with the next part. Okay, here we go now. Look at this. ABC is there, AA, BB, CC is there. So reflexive hai. Right? Then A is there. Okay, BB, AB is there, BA is not there. AB is there, BA is not there. So I mean to say symmetric ho hi nahi sakta. So symmetric nahi hai, equivalence nahi hai. Transitive, A is there, BB is there, AC is there, CC is there, AB is there, BB is there, AB is also there, then CC, no pairing, leave it, BC is there, CC is there, BC is there, then AB is there, BC is there, AC is there, AB is there, BB is there, AB is there. So I mean to say this should be reflexive bhi hai ye aur transitive bhi hai kya? So let us see, AA is there, AB is there, so AB is there, then BB is there, BC is there, BC is there, CC is there, BC, CC is there, not there, ignore it, BC is there, CC is there, BC is there, AB is there, BB is there, AB is there. So I believe there are 2 answers for this. Let me check the question. 2 answers for this question. So, okay, let me check the question. I think it will be more clear to me. 1 minute. Think over that particular question. Yes. Now hold on. I got. Now listen. First, I am talking about transitive. Okay. So A is there. With A, any other AB is there. So AB, BC. AB is already there. AC is there. Out. BB is there. BC is there. So BC is already there, so true. CC is there, but with C there is no other ordered pair, ignore that. BC is there, CC is there, right? So BC is there, true. Now hold on, AB is there. Now see kya? AB is there, okay, BB is there. So AB हो गया, ये BC हो गया. So AC is AB, so this is true for this ordered pair. But AB is there, with that one more pair is there. AB is there, AB is there and BC is also there. So AC है क्या यहाँ पे? No, it's not there. Okay, so understand every ordered pair has to satisfy if AB, BC exists. Okay, so AB, BC is there, AC is not there at all. So that means transitive भी नहीं हो सकता. That means in the first case only you can get it. That is, it is nothing but reflexive. So be careful about it. That's a point which I want to say. Not transitive, not reflexive. So please do it on your own. Then every relation is a function and every function is a relation. Then which is correct for given statement? True, false, can't say anything, none of this. Every relation is a function and every function is a relation. I think it's a very basic concept. All relations, all functions are relation. This is true. All function is a relation. But every relation is a function is not true. Is not true. Keep that in mind. But every function is 100% relation, because function is nothing but subset of relation. Correct or not? So I don't think so any problem is there. So I believe not true. So function is relation. So what is given to you? True. This is false. They both are, one is false and one is true. So this is out of question. Then false. Which is the correct for the given statement? Can't say anything, none of this. So what you say? Would you say false or what do you say? Right? False, no? Because this one statement is this full complete statement. So this is a false statement. Every function is a relation, true, but relations function not possible. So false is the answer. Then if a relation on set R is 1, 2, 3, same type of question. 1, 2, 3 is there. Reflexive हो नहीं सकता. 1, 1 is not there, 2, 2 is not there, relation, forget it. Then 2, 2, 1, 2 is there, 2, 1 is not there, symmetric, out of question. Transitive, 1, 2 is there, AB is there. Right? So search for BC, there is no BC, so ignore this. It is understood is transitive. It is presumed to be transitive. Okay? So BC is not there, so transitive is true. Okay? You see, BC is not there. BC is not there. Not there, then ignore this ordered pairs. Okay? So presume it is transitive. Now here's a simple question. This we have done many times actually. I don't want to talk much about it. Think properly. A is greater than or equal to A. True. Reflexive हो सकता है. A is greater than B. How can be B greater than A? Symmetric नहीं हो सकता है. So reflexive है, symmetric out of question, transitive possibility is there. So reflexive, transitive but not symmetric. So this question you have done many times. I think some questions also there where you have solved accordingly. Then here if A is 1, 2, 3, now look at this 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Reflexive है, symmetric है क्या? 1, 1 उल्टा पुल्टा is there, 2, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2 is there, 2, 1 is not there. So symmetric out of question. So reflexive but not symmetric, it suits better. So first option, let me check. Reflexive but not symmetric. I don't know, just think. Okay, don't talk about transitive only, because the first option itself got to the point. So as I said, I come back to the previous part of explanation. I said the case studies part. One information is given to you. From there you have to deal with the different set of questions. Okay, not difficult at all. In fact, doing the case studies question is much easier than doing this the solo standalone questions. But I hope you got this point clear. Let us take the next one. Now this sum has come many times in many ways. Now I hope everybody can see this carefully, can read it. Okay, can you read it? Okay, now this is the case studies question. Read this. I am going to give you 10 minutes for this question, okay, 10 minutes, and you have to do this because these questions are not based on concept at all. It is based on this question, simple question which is given to you. So I am reading it out so that you understand. A general election of Lok Sabha is a gigantic exercise, about 9-11 million Shivai. Turnout was about 60. The highest level is one nation, one election, festival of democracy, general election. This let I be the set of all citizens of India who are eligible for voting right. Okay, so I is India. Okay, I is India here. So set of all citizens given to you. R is relation defined on I where V1, V2. So R is defined as V1, V2. But what is V1, V2? They are clearly specified. Both use their voting rights in general election 2019. So V1, V2 belong to I. So every citizen. So V1 is one citizen, V2 is other citizen. Fine. Two neighbors X and V. X and V or X and Y? X and Y. X and Y. So remember, what is the relation V1, V2? Both use their voting rights in general election. Okay. So now think over it. Do the question on your own. I will declare the answer shortly. Case studies questions are just related to this. Not much concept always there in case studies. It is just basic maths, basic thinking on relation function fundamental, and then doing it up. Okay. Come on. The time starts now. I give you exactly 7 minutes to do it. Fast. Hurry up. 7 minutes. Be careful. Don't be in a hurry. Those full 10 marks will be yours. Think properly. You can do it. Quite clearly. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'll just try to zoom in one by one. This, don't worry about it. Okay. It's one nation, one election, festival of democracy, general election, general format that given to you. What is important is this. Relation is defined as V1, V2, where V1, V2 belong to I. What are I? I is nothing but citizen of India. Okay. Anyway, do it. I am not going to help you out, but definitely I will explain to you all when you finish at this timer. Okay. I am going to give you 2 more minutes for this. I think you can, very simply you can do it, but think over it and do it, because 10 marks for this specific question. So don't be in a hurry, ina mina dika, no. Okay. Come on, do it fast. So in fact, case studies are very, very easy to attempt. Okay, remember this. Mark my words. Okay, let us just switch off to the next one now. Hold on. Now listen to me very carefully. You have to understand the data which is given to you very carefully. They are telling this is V1, V2 are the citizens of India, and what is V1, V2 relation? Both use their voting rights in general election. That means they vote. They go for voting and vote. Okay, exercise their vote. So that is nothing but V1, V2. Okay, now let us see the first one. Two neighbors are there, X and Y. They belong to I, that is they are Indian citizens. X exercised his voting right, but Y did not cast her vote. What does that mean? So XY belongs to R given to you. XY, YX belongs to R, XX belongs to R. Remember one thing, this is XY belongs to R. Both are Indian citizens, but this relation is based, both exercise their voting rights. In this case, Y is not exercising a voting right. So quickly I can say XY does not belong, this is does not belong to. XY does not belong to R. Why? Because X is exercising a voting right, Y is not to exercise, Y did not cast a vote. That means XY does not belong to R, because V1, V2 is what? Both of them exercising their vote. So I believe this is the fourth question is the fourth one is the right answer. That is XY does not belong to R. Okay? I am sorry, just wait a few. Next one. Mr. X and his wife W. So X is Mr. and W is wife of X. Exercise both the voting rights in general. So just see, both XW and WX belongs to R. I think this suits well, correct? If you talk about XW, both have voted, so XW will belong to R based on the relation. And if I take WX, WX means both of them, wife as well as husband, both of them have voted. So this relation exists, right? But in this case, what is happening now? XW belongs to WX. Both of them are exercising the voting rights, na? So they cast their vote. So this cannot be the answer. This also cannot be. This is not belong to sign. This is not belong to. All are not belong to. This is not belong to. Okay, so I think the first one suits better. Then two friends, three friends, F1, F2, F3 exercise their voting rights. Now look, so F1, F2 belongs to R, true. F2, F3 also belongs to R, true. And F1, F3 also belongs to R, because see, both of them exercise their voting right, both of them cast their votes, both of them cast their votes. So in this case, not belong to R, there is not belong to, not is not clear, that's why I am specifying. So I think the first option is the right answer, not much depth. So the above relation R is what? Symmetric, transitive but not reflexive, equivalence relation, reflexive but not symmetric, and transitive universal relation. So first of all, let me talk about reflexive. Reflexive. So can you say reflexive matlab say x is xx, does it belong to R? Yes, na? It will belong to R. Think properly. I am talking about the fifth question there. Fourth question. I think both of them are Indian citizens. X and XX, they voted. I mean to say for reflexive I am talking about. It is true, right? Because when I say X is the same person, the same person is Indian citizen. So I think it's agreed. So if I say XY belongs to R, here can you say YX also belongs to R? Look at this relation. Just now I saw na XW and both WX belongs to R. So I mean to say it is symmetric also. It is reflexive. It is symmetric. Now transitive, this is the case of transitive. F1, F2 and F2, F3. Look, F1, F2, F3 belongs to R. So implies what? F1, F3 also belongs to R. It's true. I am not looking at this particular option. See, if F1 and F2, two friends, or say XY, chalo, I will take XY so that you understand it. So, okay. So XY belongs to R. YZ belongs to R. What is the relation here? Both of them are Indian citizens, they have cast their votes. So can you say from here XZ also have cast their votes? Of course I can say. So that means what? It is transitive also. So it is reflexive, symmetric as well as transitive. That means it is nothing but equivalence relation. Similarly, Mr. Sham exercised his voting right in general election. Mr. Sham exercised his voting right in general election. Okay. Then Mr. Sham is related to which of the following? I will tell you. All those eligible voters who cast their votes, family members of Mr. Sham, all citizens of India, eligible voters of India. So think over it and tell me what is the answer. I think what I had done is, see, Mr. Sham exercised his voting right in general election. So only one person they are given. So Mr. Sham is among those eligible voters who cast their votes. It's true. This is more suitable. Family members of Mr. Sham. What Mr. Sham has to do with the family members? No. Because in that some minors also can be there. All citizens of India. I am talking about Mr. Sham, that's it. Eligible voters of India. You can say this also. But when I say Mr. Sham exercised his voting right, that means what? Third one option cannot be the answer. Now eligible voters are there. But out of that one may not vote also even though he is eligible. So that's why this cannot fit properly. The first question, all those eligible voters who cast their votes, is one of the Mr. Sham. I hope you got this point clear. So it's a very vague question, but I think looking at the case study is more easier to adopt our working to it, right? Okay. Next case study I will start. Okay, so here also your time goes off now. 1 second. Just tell me whether it's clear to you all. Okay, can you try the question now? Come on, your time starts now. Okay, okay, I'll just stop there and then I'll explain to you first. Read the following an answer. The Sherlyn and Danju, SD. Okay, it is SD, Sherlyn and Danju. Okay, B is a set of from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not, it is -1. Oh, let me check the question there. 1 minute. Let me check the question quickly, guys, because Case study question, just see how simple they are. Yeah, B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so okay. Now this is Sherlyn and Danju are playing Ludo at home during COVID. Sherlyn's sister Raji observed and noted the possible outcomes. The throw of at times belongs to the set. Every time let A be the set of players and B be the set of possible outcomes. Okay, set of players. And now look at the question carefully. Okay, look at the question carefully. The relation is defined from B to B. The relation is defined from B to B. Oh, hold on. From B to B. How can B to B? It should be A to B. Okay, B to B. The relation is defined from B to B. Oh, it's okay, it's correct. Okay, now B to B. So, what is the relation? 1, 1. So, B to B means what? See, the first relation is defined from B to B means the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So, possible outcome 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3 Om Namah Shivaya. Similarly, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3 Om and up to 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3 and so on. So, this will go on. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay, so keep that in mind. So, just for your sake, I am sharing with you. Nothing else. Come on, hurry up fast. Try it out. And they are telling when you put an ordered pair x, y is divisible by x. They are telling it's a big question, no doubt about it. Carefully, what I would suggest is there will be 36 outcomes from R to R. Y is divisible by x. Sometimes it is not possible because 5 is not divisible by 3, right? So, think over it and see what comes up. I think if you write the ordered pairs, it will be more better. Think over it. These questions are simple. This question is to take time. So, your time starts now. I am going to ask you the answer for this. Come on, quick. Hurry up. On 1 more minute because all the questions are much easier to understand and estimate. All. So, case study questions will always be very easy. So, adopt it wholeheartedly. You will definitely be in a win-win situation. I am going to work out with this. Okay. Now, remember, first let us talk about now. See, B to B, I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 36 set of ordered pairs in that case. But if you see carefully, they are telling in that relation, what is the case? If you look at this, in that relation, x, y, in that relation, that ordered pairs are there, where x, y is divisible by x. Okay. Now they are telling if you look reflexive. So you can, one way is looking at this relation to find, you first find all the ordered pairs and then pick out these cases. Okay, and then say what it is reflexive, transitory and so on. But I have a very common sense thing in my mind. So let us see the first question very simply. Now you know that xx for reflexive xx, right? So if I say xx, so I mean to say x is divisible by x, because that's the relation defined between x and y. So for reflexive it should be xx. So x is divisible by x, true or not? Yes, it is true. So therefore I think it is reflexive. Now second case, xy belongs to R. What does that mean? Y is divisible by x. So y is divisible by x divides y. Y is divisible by x. If y is divisible by x, can you say the reverse? Y is divisible by x. So that means this is 4, suppose this is 2, right? So in this case it will be 4 comma 2. But the first component is divisible by the second component. That's what relation is. So can you say for the first component, the second component is divisible by the first, second component divisible by the first. Can you say the second component divisible by first? No, 2 divided by not possible. So it does not belong to R. Therefore it is not symmetric. Simple way. Now suppose AB, BC, belongs to R. Means what? B is divisible by A, C is divisible by B. So can you say that C is divisible by A also? Yes, I can say that. So see, instead of listing all the ordered pairs, what you can do is generalize. It is more easier and the only way to do it. Otherwise, list all the ordered pairs, then you find whether pick out those ordered pairs where it satisfies this, then you find is reflexive hai kya, transitive hai kya, symmetric. You don't need to do this. You can generalize that. So definitely I can say it is transitive. So reflexive bhi hai, transitive bhi hai. So that means let us see what option comes. Reflexive and transitive but not symmetric. The first option will be the right answer. Second question. Raji wants to know the number of functions from A to B. Now if you remember number of functions from A to B, I really want you to always remember number of functions from A to B. I am taking you back to the notes. I had given you a clearly case. Total number of functions from A to B. Remember A has m element. A has m element 2 here. B has n element, that is 6 here. Right? So the number of will be A has m elements. Okay, this is n. This is n. So this is n raised to m. Always remember. This is set B and this is set A. Always remember that. So I think from here it will be nothing but 2 raised to 12. Am I right? 2 raised to 12, or sorry, 6 raised to 2. N stands for 6 and m stands for 2. So this many functions. So just go through the note properly and then do that. Okay. Then R is a symmetric. R is a relation between. You look at the relation is defined. So very simple working. R is symmetric. Symmetric है क्या देखेंगे? 1 2 है, 2 1 है ही नहीं है. So this is out of question. Reflexive. 1 1 is there, 2 5 5 is there, but all that it is to be 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 because R is defined by B. So 1 1 नहीं है, 2 2 नहीं है. Reflexive out of question. Now look, 1 2 is there, 2 2 is there, 1 2 is there. I mean to say AB, BC and AC. Okay, 2 2 is there. 2 के साथ 2 2 is there, 2 से ignore that. 1 3 is there, 3 4 is there, 1 4 is not there. So transitive भी नहीं होगा. So none of these three. Okay, so when ordered pairs is very simple to identify. Raji wants to know the number of relations possible. What is the number of relation I told you? It is 2 raised to mn, right? 2 raised to mn, number of relations. So 2 elements and 6 elements. So 2 raised to 12. 2 into 6 into 2, which is equal to 2 raised to 12. So 2 raised to 12 relations. Very simple case study. Now B is to B. R is 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6. Then R is what? 1 1 1 1 is there. 1 2 is there. 2 1 is not there. So symmetric out of question. Reflexive है क्या? 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6. 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4. Reflexive है. Okay, reflexive है. Then talk about transitive. 1 1 is there. 1 2 is there. 1 2 is there. 1 2 is there. 2 2 is there. 1 2 is there. 2 2 is there. BC is not there. Forget it. 3 3 is there. Forget it. 4 4 5 5 6 6. Yes, I think it is reflexive and transitive. Let me check the option. Reflexive and transitive. Yes, perfect. So I think it is reflexive and transitive. Symmetric है ही नहीं ना. 1 2 is there, 2 1 is not there. तो यहाँ पे इनफैक्ट यहाँ पे देख के you can tell reflexive. Equivalence तो हो ही नहीं सकता. Symmetric is not there. So this is out of question. This is out of question. There is no need to check for transit. Oh, transit you need to check because anyway wrong. Okay, I hope you got this point. So look at the case studies question. I really felt that it's not a tough task to break upon like the solo questions. Okay, so I hope you got this point, children. I'll share these notes quickly with you, and Monday we will again have the class from 5:30 to. I might be late by 5-10 minutes. Don't bother, but I will be there. So Monday, don't miss the class. I will keep the recording available for you all. Monday we will start with what is it? Determinants and matrices. Okay, don't think it is a easy way. Same way I will explain to you the brief part of the concept part and the precise points which will help you in giving the questions answer. But work thoroughly on determinants and matrices and come. Okay. Property proofs are not there, but properties you should know of determinants and simple questions of the determinant, the first two exercises I think so. Last exercise is not there. Okay. So, that is all for today. Thank you very much for being with me. God bless you all. I catch you up on Monday for matrices and determinants. After we finish matrix determinants through 3 lectures, then we will take inverse trigonometric functions. I hope you got this point clear.